Hello. So, Sava here from Football Heritage TV. Choose to believe it or don't is the way I'm going to start this show before I get all the people in my chat going, oh my God, it's clickbait. Oh my God, I don't believe it. I'm only putting out what's being reported. That Gary Jacob has said that Harry Kane will not sign a new contract and that he wants that move to Bayern Munich. Now, do we believe him? Do we not? Now, this is the big question. How would he know? Why would he know and others wouldn't have broken the news yet? However, this is the person that broke the Basuma news. This is the person that got the Madison information correct early on. Look, we're only here to surmise. We're here to discuss it. But I think it's what a lot of people have been saying, that they don't think there is any way in which Harry Kane signs a new contract with Tottenham Hotspur. I am in that camp. At the end of the day, I think that if you get to the age of 30, you've given Spurs 10 years, you've won nothing, you go, don't you? If you get the chance, you go. You get other fans probably a little bit more emotional about the Harry Kane situation, who are like, let's let him sign a contract, another project under a new manager. If he can see what we're doing, it will be great, blah, blah, blah. Listen, it's all up in the air, but all we heard was that there was a contract offer and that Harry Kane has not signed it yet. Now, that doesn't mean he definitely won't, but that's what we're hearing. We're hearing that he won't. So where are we at with it? Does everyone believe this, first and foremost? Does everyone believe it? I don't know what to believe anymore in transfer windows from reports. What I do know is that there are already 233 of you in here and there are only 27 likes. Smash the likes, people. We'll come back to them in a minute. Look, for me, I think a lot of people understand I'm in the camp of I don't care if Kane stays anymore. I really don't. We've had him for 10 years. Not many clubs can say they've got to keep a top player for 10 years. So we've done really well on that front. But at the end of the day, if he moves on, he moves on, right? I've seen plenty of players, top players come, top players go, yeah? Players that have won stuff even, that have come and gone. And believe it or not, I'm going to break some news to you. Believe it or not, Spurs didn't go into administration. We didn't fold. The club didn't die. We are still here. We have had, I won't do it in any particular order, but back in the day when Glenn Hoddle left Tottenham Hotspur, he was God. He was God around these parts. He left. Chrissy Waddle left. What a player Chris Waddle was, by the way. Paul Gascoigne, he was going to Lazio. See you later. I'm off to Lazio. Gary Lineker left for Japan. Teddy Sheringham left for Man United and came back after he'd won everything. Michael Carrick left for Man United. Dimitar Berbatov left for Man United. David Ginola left. Modric left. Bale left. Kyle Walker left. Lots of these clubs left. Players left and went to big clubs. And you know what? Spurs are still here. We're still here in 2023. We're okay. We're absolutely okay. We're going to be okay if Harry Kane does leave. I think everyone needs to stop this worrying that we're going to get relegated or something if Harry Kane was to leave this football club. This notion of where can we find 30 goals a season from? Well, you're going to get goals from other places. You might not get 30, but you're going to get goals from other places. And if you don't concede as many, then you don't actually need to replace that 30. So for me, I'm a little bit more, I've been preparing for this moment for years in my head mentally that Harry Kane is leaving the club. I think the older fans have been there, seen it, done it. I think the younger fans are really panicking about Harry Kane leaving, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Let's have a look. There's a lot of people in the chat, so big up to everybody. There's 252 of you in here at the moment. Thank you very much. Please smash that like button. 200 of you haven't. 52 of you have. And we're going to go a bit deeper into what this means in a minute after I go through a few comments. What does this mean now for Daniel Levy? If this is true, I caveat everything. If this is true, that Kane is set to reject Spurs and does want Bayern, let's have a look. And please keep subscribing. Top G14 has said too much smoke coming out in the fire. And this is it. This is the thing for me, is why are Bayern Munich still there? Why is there still this noise? Why are they putting in bids if they don't think they can get him? Mr. Post Officer said, I think if Kane goes to Bayern, it shows the ambition many say he lacks. I agree. Surely top players want to win trophies. I don't understand, especially Spurs fans that seem to think this isn't the case. I've never understood that. Never, ever, ever understood that. Top G14, if Kane goes, my replacement for him will be Tony, Vlahovic or Jimenez. I can tell you it's definitely not going to be Vlahovic. He'll be going somewhere in this window. Juventus are looking to offload him and bring in Lukaku. So Vlahovic is not coming to Tottenham Hotspur. I can assure you of that. Philia said, just for Danny, I'm going to leave you something painful for the Perchy Show comment. It's not nice or very endearing, and two or more can play that game. I have no idea what that is. You guys do your thing. You guys do your own thing. Don't bring me into it. The only 1K, interesting storyline. Wonder how this will pan out for Levy. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Levy, if Bayern Munich want Kane, and if Kane wants Bayern Munich, then Levy holds the cards. If Harry Kane is happy to wait a year and walk away on a free transfer, then he holds all the cards. He has all the power. All the power. Yeah, I agree. It'll be Vlahovic to PSV. I can't, PSG rather, not PSV. That'd be weird. Yeah, I can't see anything other than that. Big up to you, Dan G. Mauler has said, don't think we need to replace with a striker. Need to strengthen elsewhere. Mauler, I think the thing for me is, look, I don't think you can replace Kane, right? So I think you get a couple of other wide forwards, players that can play across the front that might grab you 10 to 15 a season. But you are right. We need to strengthen elsewhere. We will always score goals with Kane or without Kane. We have attacking players. The big thing for me is how can we stop conceding? Big up to Joy C. Big up to Hennessy. What's this? Sup? I'm not cool enough to say that. Phil has said, I'm beginning to think we just cash in on Kane now, start a new era without him. It's painful to say, but for the best for both Spurs and Kane, I believe the time is now. Yeah, for me, it's not even painful. I think we've known this time is coming for a long time. It's not painful for me. I hear you. I think there's other ways of playing. We find a way of playing which doesn't revolve around one man. And that's what it's been forever and a day. Dan Gia said, I'm not buying into this Bayern story today. Pay up or shut up. Fair enough. Fair enough. Big up to you as well, Phil. Big up to you. Mark said, show us the money then. Tells is apparently inside. He's an ITK. He knows that Harry Kane will not leave Spurs for Munich. I think he will if the money is paid. I think that's pretty clear to see. Raul has said Gary Jacob broke Declan Rice to Arsenal in January. He's very liable. That's my worry. The reason why I believe this today is because Gary Jacob is pretty reliable. There are a lot of reporters out there who I do not believe at all. Party after party said Kane must stay. We can win a trophy. Kane, party after party. I don't know how many years I've heard you saying this. Dunkelsdork, big up, and said, why would you not believe it? Item pretty believable, although that might be the reason why he posted it. Yeah, absolutely. Ben has said he can move all he wants. Unless Bayern bid 100 million, they're not getting him. Well, we're going to come on to this in a minute because here's the question, Spurs fans. And hear me out. Let's play a hypothetical game. I know a lot of you in the chat will play along. I know some of you in the chat will just keep saying the same thing, like party after party. We'll just keep saying the same thing. If he has said, I do not want to sign a contract, if he has said, I do not want to sign a new contract, surely we have to try and get him out, right? Surely you have to try and get 80, 90, 100 million for him, don't you? What do you think? The report from Gary Jacob went on to say that Spurs would accept 115 million euros, which is 100 million pounds. Where are we all at with that? Surely we can't have a bloke here that walks away as good as Harry Kane for free. Ulfric has said, Sava, with all due respect, Harry Kane is actually a true great and legend. He's irreplaceable. Kane is more important to Spurs than Carrick, Lineker, Gaza, Berbatov, Modric. That would smell to me that you don't know the history of the club. I mean, Lineker was our goal scorer a year in, year out. Lineker was our goal scorer. Berbatov, when we lost Berbatov, we were awful. Modric was class. I mean, look, when we're saying he's irreplaceable, all of the players below were irreplaceable, but you don't just replace one player. Too much emotion from our fans. It worries me how emotionally attached we get to players. Has Cook Turk said, big up, Sav, I hope you're well. Never knew you were a Bex Heath man. A drink should be on the cards. I'm near there. Without giving my address away. Yeah, I'm near there, Has. Message me, man. Let's go for a beer. Let's do it. Love going for a beer. Where are we? Loads of comments coming in. Paul has said, Levy has effed it up big time, playing hardball. Now he has little choice to accept what Bayern want to pay. Well, this is the key thing now. Where are we at with that? Guys and girls, smash that like button. We're only on 89 likes, 362 of you in here, and only one subscriber throughout the show. Please smash that subscribe button. Jace has said, thing is, lads, we've had to rely on Kane because we played awful football for 4 years. Post-Kane generally gets goals from various players, no reliance. I agree. This is why now is the time. If he doesn't want to sign a contract, that is why I agree with you. We will score goals. Ant has said, I've seen Bale, VDV, Modric, Carrick, Keane, Defoe, and Berbatov all sold under it. Nothing new here. Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree. Alistair Gold, Kane could extend his deal instead of signing a new contract. I mean, this saga is ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, everyone wants to win the German Cup final. Well, I mean, he'd rather win a Bundesliga than win nothing, right? I mean, if we want to be realistic about this and grown up about it, you'd rather win a Bundesliga title and try and compete for a Champions League than nothing, right? Wow, I do worry for some people. I truly do. It's the way that people belittle other leagues, all the while watching Tottenham Hotspur fail to win something for 15 seasons in a row. It does worry me. Brian Daigle, big up, Brian, my brother has said, if there is going to be Levy talk, I would love to join you. Laugh out loud. Brian, do you want to join? I'll chuck you the link, mate. Can you give me 1 second if you do want to join? Where are we? 1 second. Let me send this link through to my email and then I can ping it over to you. Sava, there's my email address. Paste. Let's get the man like Brian Daigle on the show. Copy URL. There we are. Where he is, Brian. There we go. Okay, Brian, that is with you now if you did want to join the show. Smash the like button, people, and smash that subscribe button. Hook a brother up, as they say. Someone said that to me earlier, and it's caught on. Keep subscribing, keep liking. Only 104 people have liked, and there's 400 of you in here. Georgie One Foot has said, Man United should now move in for Kane with a serious bid. I don't know if Man U have got the money to do it, if I'm brutally honest. I don't think they've got the money for it. That's only my opinion, but look, we'll see. Aravind has said, to be honest, if you use the money to rebuild the defence with firepower to score goals, I agree with you completely. I agree with you. I'm not saying that you don't buy in any more attackers, but it's not like if Kane goes, we suddenly stop scoring goals. We will score goals. We have an attacking manager now as well. If Kane is not committed 110%, then let him go and allow us to do a proper rebuild. Time moves on, so let's move with it. We will be better off with a more balanced team. I think there's a lot to be said for that. I think there's a lot to be said for that, Michael. And I know fans can't see past Kane. I think there's a lot to be said for it. Jace is back again. I said, Kane wants Munich over Spurs. This is clear. They should just... they just have to come with £100 million minimum, I think, for Levy to sell. I agree. I think that is what is needed. I've always had the opinion, though, I don't think anyone will pay enough this window, and I think he will run down his contract. If I was Harry Kane, that is what I would do. Now we're talking about what Daniel Levy should do. Mr. Brian Daigle is here. How are you?
I'm good. I love the way you just said Daniel Levy and I come on screen. It's like
I
And
know
you couldn't have done that better if you tried.
you're starting to look more like him as well as you get
Don't,
older.
that's when I have my skinhead. He looks like me. I don't look like him. Let's put it that way. How are you and everyone in the chat?
I mean, I'm good. I can't speak for everyone in the chat. I think most people are good. One thing is for sure, Brian. Spurs YouTube is so much more exciting than other clubs' YouTube. I can only imagine that being a Man City YouTuber, the biggest things they have to debate is, who starts today? Is it Phil Foden or Jack Grealish? Do you know what I mean? It's like, look, what do you make of this? Gary Jacob has been very reliable, works for the Times, has said many things, not just for Spurs, but many reports that he said have come true. The report that Kane won't sign a new contract. Are you surprised in any way, shape, or form? Do you believe this? What's your feeling on this subject?
So what I will say is, at the end of the season, I was convinced he was going. I was like, that's it. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Then, with the lack of activity, I was like leaning back towards, no, he's staying. He's staying. I think he's going to stay. Then when Maddison came in, people were like, that's the connection. Is Maddison going to sign with Kane leaving? And you start to get that little bit of optimism that he may stay.
Yeah.
Then Bayern Munich have ramped it up. And all I will say, Bayern Munich are doing a play-by-play of what Gareth Bale and Real Madrid did.
They are.
They are behemoths. They are the biggest sharks in the pond, especially when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur size. We're a huge club, but when it comes to the pedigree and history of these two clubs, we're nowhere near them. And it was all talk, and it looked like it. People had seen he was smiling on Spurs play, and it's like, he's staying, he's smiling. It's like, oh, do me a favour, he could smile. But you know what? I was still convinced or leaning towards he's staying at Spurs. But after Gary Jacobs, and Gary Jacobs is probably the first person that's reliable that has actually come out and broken silence, or not broken silence, but come out with something like that, I am now deeply concerned.
Mm-hmm. Just quickly, I just want to get your opinion on this, Brian. This is something that always comes up, and I listen. I don't know your opinion, so I might say something that might offend you. But you know me, Brian. I'm going to say it anyway.
I doubt you'll offend me, mate.
I'm sure. What makes me laugh, right, is when I read stuff like this. Only could a Spurs fan, for me, belittle the Bundesliga and say that breaking a goal scoring record is more important than winning trophies. I'm so confused. We want our club to win trophies, right? And everyone hates ENIC and Levy because we haven't won trophies. But then when we talk about Harry Kane going to win trophies, we belittle other clubs that do win trophies. What do you make of like this comment here?
So do you know what? I saw a comment from someone on Twitter that I interact with a lot, and he didn't use it for this, but I'm going to take it and use it. So Spencer, if you're watching, I'm giving you the credit for it. He said, you know what, when you're looking at the cost of living crisis right now, there's so many people that want to drive the nice car, expensive car and everything, but then they may go for cheaper options in something else. And he said, you know what, I would rather have an old banger and eat with Waitrose rather than have a supercar and eat at Lidl's. Mm-hmm. And you look at it right now, he goes to, like you said before, he goes to the Bundesliga and wins the Bundesliga. He wins the Bundesliga, or the German equivalent of the FA Cup, whatever they call their cup. That's better than what he's doing at Spurs. One Bundesliga is you're a league champion. All right, it's Bayern Munich. It's not as competitive as the Premier League. But when he sits back when you're sitting back and showing the grandkids and the family and whatever, I went abroad. Look what I've done. Look what I got. Look what I achieved. I got all these golden balls and personal accolades and stats for myself, but I play a team sport and I've won nothing. You go to Germany, you win the Bundesliga, you win the German Cup, you're a champion. You're a champion. He's not going to Saudi Arabia to compete in that league where everyone's going and spending millions. He's going somewhere to win a trophy, if he's going. So I don't understand why people are saying this. He'll be a champion, and that's all Harry Kane wants to be.
Yeah, I think the key thing for me about this is also if he went to a Bayern Munich, they will see it as, okay, we're buying a Harry Kane because that's the sort of parts of the jigsaw they want to try and challenge for the Champions League again.
Correct.
That's what Bayern Munich are. Bayern Munich are a team that win big titles. Bayern Munich get talked about by Spurs fans like he's going to join Fulham. No disrespect to Fulham. This is Bayern Munich. They are one of the biggest clubs and always have been one of the biggest clubs in world football. world superstars go and play football for Bayern Munich. Pep
Yep.
Guardiola went to manage Bayern Munich. Tuchel's gone to manage them. Leroy Sané went out there. Kimmich, Goretzka. You know, I mean, you could keep going all day long. De Ligt. So why is it that we feel that Harry Kane is too good for a Bundesliga title? It's madness.
Well, Sam, you've got to look at it this way as well. Ferguson, when they lost the title to Man City, what did he do? He went and bought Robin van Persie. Why? To win the league.
Right.
Man City, with all the money they're doing, why did they buy Haaland? The final piece of the jigsaw to win the Champions League. What did they do? They went and won the Champions League. If teams like of this stature say, right, we want to target the Champions League and we want to do this, what elite striker is there after we lost Lewandowski to say, do you know what, he could get us there?
Yeah.
I don't think you can look any further than Harry Kane. And Mbappe ain't going to go there. Haaland certainly ain't going there. Benzema's gone off to where, if you're looking at elite strikers that will get the job done, I don't think you look further than Harry Kane, no matter what team you are right now.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we've got some. I'm just going to pick a selection of comments here that just make me laugh a little bit, Brian. First of all, I mean, I think this is like a massive overreaction. If Kane goes, all of a sudden we're one of the worst 3 teams in the league. I truly think there's too much talent at this Spurs club. At Spurs to get relegated. The second one is Kane is not leaving for a Bundesliga. He wants to win the Champions League. I think you're saying, yeah. Listen, I think Rich is saying he's got more chance of winning a Champions League there. Then you've got other people like Bublo Will, great names. There's some brilliant names saying can't allow to let our best ever player. I mean, best ever is not for me, but best ever player walk free. Even if it's not the 100 million, we have to get a return. Plus, selling him to Germany is much less painful. Look, we've got a few different reports there. One thinks we're getting relegated. One says we can't let him go for free and have to get 100 million or whatever. And the other one says he's going to win Champions Leagues with Bayern. Our fan base is like this to this, isn't it? Like just different spectrums. Yeah,
I mean, what you got to look at this as well. Ben was mentioning Tottenham and Tor's very own, my brother Ben Coffin was saying it's going to be 100 million or we don't get him. With this news coming out, if anything, it's played right into Bayern's hand for a lower fee because you know for a fact, or not for a fact, but I would say if we don't sell him this summer and he doesn't sign a contract, he will join another Premiership team to go get Alan Shearer's record. He will do it. So if we don't sell him in the summer, come January, whether Bayern come in, whether Real, whatever, if he has a good start to the season and brings that 47 goal haul down even lower, which he would do, let's face it, just depends how much. You think when he's got the pick of the crop to go Premier League, and Premier League clubs will come in for him, he'll swan off there. I think if anything, this had lowered the price. We've got to remember the great one, the supreme leader in Mr. Levy said when Sol Campbell left, I'm never letting a player run his contract down again. Well, he almost did with Christian Eriksen, but it summed up the money. If Harry Kane don't go in the summer and won't sign a contract, he will join a Premier League team and Kane will walk away for zero, in my opinion.
Yeah. Listen, I agree. I think this is the whole thing. It's about, do we let a player of this ilk, this caliber go for free? Just quickly before we crack on, so that I don't have to ask again, there's 472 people in this chat, Brian, and only 135 likes. Can you ask them to like? I mean, it's free.
I will do it, but only on one condition. When we were doing our show weekly, you used to do the Karen Warderman percentage of what the likes were. If you can give me the percentage, then I'll do it. What's the percentage?
So it's just over a third. It's just over a third. I reckon it's about 36%. I'm going to go with.
So listen, don't be like a Daniel Levy opening bid. Smash that like and give it the credit it deserves for all the hard work Sava does, and let's get the likes up to the amount of people that are in this room. Let's not say 400 and whatever Sava said, and go in with a 30%. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Give Sava, he's putting out daily content regularly that is getting so much attention and he's doing it superbly. Let's smash the like for Sava and give the algorithms of Sava's channel the praise that it deserves.
I'll tell you what we'll do.
It'll probably go down now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do a giveaway. I'll tell you what, we'll do a giveaway as well. I know we've not been very successful with the giveaways lately. Apparently people don't want a Spurs shirt, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We are currently sitting on, how we go. I'm going to say, hang on. Right. Okay. So here's what I'm going to say, Brian Daigle. Here's what we're on at the moment. Okay. I'm not going to show anyone. Can you see that number?
I can't. My eyes are terrible.
All right. Okay. So we are on that. So I don't want people to see any of the other analytics. 7,393. If we get to 7,425, so that's 32 likes.
That's doable.
Sorry, 32 subscribers. We will give away a shirt of anyone's choice, and you've got 30 minutes to do it. All you have to type into the chat is this: #Daigle, right? Daigle.
I was about to say #Levy out, but let's see my name spam. Bloody hell!
Yeah, your name's about to be spammed all over YouTube, my friend. So 7393. All we've got to do is get to 7425. I think that's generous, right? 30. I think that's 32.
That's realistic, brother.
Absolutely. There you go. 32. 32 is that? Yeah, 32 subscribers and 200 likes. And we're on 199 likes. The likes are flying now. Thank you, Brian. Right, let's get back to this. The key thing for me is this, Brian. Right?
Yep.
It is for all the fans saying, just keep him. He's got to stay. He's got to stay. He's got to stay. Cool. If he stays without signing a contract, how are all those fans going to feel a year from today, 20th of July next year, when we're seeing that Harry Kane is in a 5-way battle between Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man United, Chelsea, I don't know, City? How are those fans going to feel? And is this a case of thinking a bit further forward rather than how you feel emotionally right now?
I think what you got to look at as well, mate, is like when the whole Man City rumours started, then he came back into the team. There was so much pressure. You could feel it in the air of the stadium and everything. Is he committed? You're going to get that all for the first half of the season. You're going to get that. There's going to be tension. Is he doing what's his plans? This has to be sorted one way or the other. Whether Kane stays, Kane goes. This is either sorted for the first game of the season where we know he's signed a contract and he's staying, or he's going. I don't want to see him stay for 6 months and we not know what's going to happen. It's not good. It's not good. And knowing our luck, he'll get off to an absolute fucking blinder. And then it will come out that he's not signing. We've got him for free. And to let someone leave on a free like this,
of that caliber.
Exactly. You were mentioning the huddles. Like you said, they all left and we all moved on. But this is
if I'm not wrong, since all of those players I mentioned have left Tottenham Hotspur, Spurs haven't been relegated. I believe we were relegated in the
70s.
in the late 70s with under Birkinshaw. But since then, Spurs have been one of the only we're one of only 5 clubs to have never been relegated from the Premier League.
Yep. Correct.
I mean, it is very dramatic, Brian. All of this, we get like this guy saying, "You heard it here first. We're getting relegated." I mean, we're not. Are we? Look, Son, Richarlison, Solomon, Maddison, Kulusevski. We will buy a couple of players as well. We're not going to get relegated with that, are we?
No. I mean, what the only way we could possibly do is if we don't sort out the defence. If you look at it, I've been saying to a few people I've been chatting with today, if you look at it right now, if Kane goes, for me, forget getting his replacement, there is absolutely no reason or no excuse that I will ever accept that Van der Ven and Tapsoba aren't bought in immediately. Mm-hmm. There is no excuse. The money is there. There is no excuse. If you look at it, like you said, if Kane goes, there are 5 forwards in Solomon, Kulusevski, Richarlison, Son, there's 5 forwards there that I have faith can do a job till January or until we can establish who is replacing him. Yeah. Do I trust that back 4 or that defence?
That's the problem.
I trust that attack a lot more than I trust that defence without Kane.
Yeah.
So that's what's got to be addressed. But listen, what people are saying as well with relegation, there's those stats that came out. Without Kane's goals or goal involvements, we finished 16th, almost 17th. Yes, that's all well and good, but we've got players there that will with Kane not gone, we'll play a different style of football. We'll press.
Brian, I think that's it, mate. But Brian, this is it. Like this comment, Sue, love you a lot, Sue. But
Diamond.
look, it's a false economy that okay, we're taking 30 goals out of the team, but it's not. We're not going down to 10 men, right? We're not going down to 10 men. You've taken 30 goals out of the team from one player. What that means is other players will step up. What that means is other players will be in goal scoring positions. We've already seen, and we've seen for Ange Postecoglou or other clubs, he plays an attacking style. Yep. Goals will come from everywhere. Midfielders will get into the box. We won't just suddenly drop 30 goals overall. That is a false economy for me. Just a couple of comments I liked. Hennessy has said Schweinsteiger, Ribéry, Robben, Lewandowski, Beckenbauer, Lahm, Kahn, Mateus, Neuer, Boateng, Martinez, Rummenigge, but FC are not a top club. Okay, absolutely. Mike has said yesterday was seeing Chelsea squad. They got no experienced striker, weak midfield, limited defenders, suspect goalkeeper, so they're not as good as you suggest. Whoa. When not as good as suggest. First of all, the window hasn't shut, right? Second of all, at the moment, Chelsea have just sold 11 players. They are going to bring in 4 or 5 very good players. You know they will. When fans talk like this about Chelsea, it's almost like they forget who they are. And it was a friendly. I hate to tell people, it was a friendly. I saw the 11 Pochettino put out. It's not their first team, is it? So relax. They put a weakened team out. They were playing Wrexham. Just before we start worrying about other clubs.
Let me just add that with Mike as well. Mike's the top guy. He interacts with us a lot. I love speaking with him. Chelsea don't have a recognised striker. When Poch came to Tottenham, he had Adebayor and Soldado, and he gave Kane a chance, and look what happened there. The one thing I will say, and it scares me with Poch to Chelsea, is yes, their team is all over the place right now after what the shit show of last season. But if there's one player that can get a crop of young players fit and playing good football and revolutionise a team, it's Mauricio Pochettino. Whether he does it is another job. But Chelsea, for me, you got to remember, we were shit for the first. Sorry, I'll stop swearing, Sam. Right now.
No, you're right.
For the first 4 or 5 months, or up until November, December, we were useless. He was on the verge of collapse, and then look what happened. And if he can do that with Chelsea, it's very concerning. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens with Chelsea, and they will go out and spend more money.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do feel, listen, I'm worried about us, not worried about Chelsea. But when I look at Chelsea, didn't even start on Kunku. He comes on and scores. They bought Nico Jackson. I think they're going to do a lot. I think a lot of people just calm down on other clubs. You know, they'll do the right thing. You know, we won't. And that's the difference. Guys and girls, we are 24 subscribers away. 24 from a free shirt being given out. I mean, from 515 people in here, Brian. 515. We have got 230 likes. That's just under 45%, if I'm right. 45%.
Well, that's the second offer. That's the Levy second offer. As you said, we're creeping. We're registering interest. We're monitoring the situation to see if we'll like. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. So smash that subscribe button. 24. If 24 people subscribe, we give away a free shirt. I mean, it's win-win-win. No one loses there. I win, you win, everyone wins. Hey, it is what it is. No one's begging. We're trying to grow a channel. It's a business, my friend. So grow up is what I would say. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Ben, to putting up. I was going to say Brian's, but it's yours as well. Putting up your channel. Please subscribe to these guys. Look, I think this is the difficulty, right? Is I think we've become so accustomed to Harry Kane. We've become so accustomed to, all right, we've got a bad defence and a bad midfield. But you know what? Harry Kane's will score goals. I just don't think it's going to be that with this guy. I don't think it's going to be that with Postecoglou. I think already we saw midfielders bursting into the box.
Yep.
I think, Solomon was getting into the box where he could. So I'm going to suggest something. Now, let's say Kane goes. Obviously, we're going to buy players, but let's just say we don't, right? Let's just say we don't. Sonny through the middle, where he's most dangerous, through on goal. Yep. Solomon on the left, Kulu on the right, Maddison in the hole. Are we seriously suggesting that four with Basuma and Bentancur behind them wouldn't have enough goals to get us in the top half, let alone relegated?
Exactly. Not just that. You've got to remember what Richarlison will bring. Will he bring 30 goals a season? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Will he bring more goals with the opportunities that will be created than he scored at Watford and Everton? Yes, I think there will be. Will he close? Will he play the press very, very well? Yes, he will. Yes, he will. He is no Harry Kane. There is no Harry Kane replacement. There simply isn't. And we've got to prepare ourselves. It's going to happen one day, isn't it, Savile? Whether it's this season, he signs a new contract, 4 years' time, there will be life without Harry Kane. And this is where we are. And I've seen a lot of people go, if he goes to a Premier League team, that'll be the end. If he leaves for Bayern, that's it. He's nothing to me. Mate, again, this is what I don't get with this football team, the fan base. It's you're going to blame Kane for leaving either for A, a big payday, B, trophies. Yet for 9 years he's been here, we've had this elite predator, this generational player. Has the chairman backed him with players of his calibre to earn trophies? Harry Kane said at his last contract, if the chairman matches my ambition, I don't leave this football club. Has he? No. You look at Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Dennis Bergkamp played under Rioch as well, but they kept the manager, Arsene Wenger, and won trophies, and they were given time. One manager clubs. Harry Kane, I don't even want to think how many managers he's had. It's ridiculous. We have had this talent here that does not come about every so often. And what's even worse, we've had him all along. And we have neglected to give him the calibre of players that he's on par with. So is it Kane's problem for walking out and wanting better? Or is it the person that signs the checks for not getting him better?
Do you know what the funny thing is? Look, I understand that we can't surround him with players of his caliber because he is a worldie and world-class players won't come to us. For me, I think the more disappointing thing for me, Brian, is when we've had good teams and had a chance to push on and build. For example, when we were that Poch team, for example, like people. Okay, let me start again. People use Aymeric Laporte as a just go and get Laporte, and I always say I just don't think there's any way in which he comes to us. However, in those days when we were finishing second, finishing third, we were the best team in the league to watch. We're that great. Those are the moments when you go and say, I know he wasn't about them, but those are the moments where you go to that type of player and say, hey, have you seen what we're doing here? Come and join. I feel like now the problem is we get so close, then we fall back. And the moment we try and tempt players is from a position of weakness. And I know a lot of fans say, go and sell the project. The problem is these top players get offers elsewhere. They don't need a project. They can go to clubs where they're more often or not going to win. And that for me has been the problem all along, Brian, is that we haven't done the sensible thing. It's not even the massive deals. It's the sensible thing.
Well, we're 23 years into a 5-year project.
Yeah.
That's basic. I've never known a team to have so many projects ever, like literally under the same ownership. Okay, that don't work. We try this. That didn't try. We go back. How can you keep doing this and failing so miserably?
Yeah,
there's no continuity. Oh, that didn't work. Rather than trying to pursue it and carrying it on, we'll just change it. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, let's change it again, and it just continues to happen, and will continue to happen. All that happens all the time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, look, the problem is, as we said, we're now in a position where this manager wants to bring a style, he wants to bring an ethos, and look, I think that we're lucky we've had Kane for 10 years, but there is an argument to say that if Kane goes, you can galvanise, you can have a team spirit. Brighton do not have a 30-goal a season striker. Look how well they've done, right? Arsenal challenged for a Premier League title last year. Their top goal scorer got 15. Right? There's not many clubs that have a 30-goal a year striker and they don't get relegated. So this whole Kane going is that I don't think it's the end of the world. I think what it is, I think it's a demonstration of how badly we've been run. Another one, but I don't think it's the end of the world. And two things can be true at once.
Of course they can. Listen, everyone loses their superstar at some point. We could go through the Premier League era and go by the elite player. They've got Zola at Chelsea, one that springs to my mind, who single-handedly, when he first came, was the reason that team started getting success, purely down to him. And then the Desai started coming in, everyone. It happens. The players grow up and move on. But they'll move on, and we're still here. And I think that someone put up a tweet where it showed people like the amount of and we're talking the stars, come in. Have they ever been replaced? Or did we go and buy cheap alternatives and hope they turn into the stars rather than going, right, we've lost this superstar. Let's bring in a player. Not always, you can't always, like with Harry Kane, you can't go and buy another Harry Kane. But rather than buying a player of that level or just a fraction below, we'll go, okay, this one could be the next one of him. Let's bring him in and hope he turns out good. You can't keep doing that. You cannot keep doing that at this level.
Let me throw something to you. And I was having this chat earlier. I don't know if you know Graham, not Graham who goes to Spurs. Graham, he used to come on my channel quite a lot. And I was sitting there, I said to him earlier, I said, do you feel like this is the Redknapp era? But now hear me out, right? And I said, we won the League Cup. Well, we've not won the League Cup, but we won the League Cup that year. Then in the summer, we lost Robbie Keane and Dimitar Berbatov, and I think a couple of midfielders as well. But let's concentrate on Keane and Berbatov. We lost.
Fraser Campbell came in. Yes.
Yeah. We were. Yeah. It was like, listen, you can have Berbatov, but we must have that Fraser Campbell kid. Bless him. Not his fault, of course. Not his fault. But so that summer, we sold a devastating partnership in Keane and Berbatov, right?
Yep.
And it was bad at first. You remember the first 8 games? We got 2 points from 8 games. But then Redknapp came in and he made some astute signings. We didn't sign any superstars. Yep. Redknapp went out and got Jermaine Defoe, right? Redknapp went out and got Wilson Palacios from Wigan.
That was the ace. That was the ace.
Right. But my point is, Redknapp went and picked some solid players that worked in his system, that played his way, and slowly but surely we started to go up like that. And that first year, obviously, we went from bottom to 8th, which is he picked us up at bottom and we finished 8th.
Yep.
And the next year we went from 8th to 4th, whilst there were some very, very good sides in and around us. And we actually pipped Man City to that 4th place. Do you remember we played that game and Peter Crouch scored the goal? Right. So I said to him, couldn't it be a little bit like that? Kane goes, you've got a manager that doesn't need the big name signings, but will get some astute signings that will get them working collectively as a team. Because that Redknapp team, bearing in mind, Modric, when he took over, wasn't a superstar. Yep. Bearing in mind, Gareth Bale had that record of playing in the Spurs team and never winning for about 28 games or whatever it was.
Yep.
But he molded them, made them into a team with no superstars until obviously Bale then turned into a superstar. But could we be looking at something similar? I'm just looking at green shoots if Kane does go.
No, Joe, what? I really, really do get the comparison. And you also look at it about both Ange and Harry, managers.
Right.
Ange and Harry, both brilliant with the media. There's a lot of similarity. The only thing I'll say that is different now is the football fan in general. Football back then, there wasn't the stupid money that is in here now. Yeah, whereas you have to spend the big money. And back then, when we, like you said, astute signings were classed as great signings. They were what you looked for, and that was what the cornerstone of Tottenham was going through there, because we were never one of the big spenders in the first place. That's what we relied on. Yeah. Whereas now, when you have this big money come in, and the managers we've had and the promises that we've had, people won't accept it. People, and that's just all fan bases, but we're obviously focusing on Tottenham. But I really, really do see the comparisons. I really do.
I mean, party after party. First and foremost, I feel like if you're going to use a comparison, don't use a comparison like this. Yeah. Taking Kane out of Spurs is like taking Haaland out of City. Yet when you take Haaland out of Man City, they won the league the year before. Like it's fine. Yeah. Haaland was the icing on the cake and Champions League and stuff. But
correct.
I'm pretty sure City had a good year the year before as well.
If he wasn't in a comparison like that, I think the way you could have put it, the best one to do it, would have been when you took Gerrard out of Liverpool before the Torres and the Suarez. The impact that Gerrard had was colossal. We all know he got Liverpool out so many jams, just like Spurs did. With Manchester City, you take Haaland out, you put Alvarez in. You still got De Bruyne, you still got every other player, Grealish, Foden, everyone you mentioned. So yeah, using Man City in a comparison to anything right now is just null and void.
Yeah, absolutely. Just quickly, there's 554 of you in here, 278 likes. That's about 50%. Smash that like button. And people, we are 18 subscribers away from a free shirt. The problem that we've got is we've got 11 minutes to go because I have promised Henry Wright is going live at 6, and I have promised him, I'm not that guy, I've promised him I'm going to finish and he can go, and I've redirected you all to there. So if you do want to go to Henry Wright, just stay on when I finish and it will automatically take you to his channel, which is a good function from YouTube. Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I can see the similarities. Obviously, he's not left yet, Kane. But back then, losing Berbatov and Keane was huge. We didn't have goals. And since then, Ramos has come out and said that he was promised these things from Daniel Levy and they didn't materialize. And that sounds about right. But Redknapp showed what you can do when you galvanize a group.
Yeah.
Man management, not overcomplicating it. Go and play. Go and play. Enjoy yourselves. Like, enjoy being a footballer. So for me, listen, I think he'll still be here. I think he'll still be here, Kane. I don't think Bayern will pay 100 million.
I think end of the window, Kane is wearing a Bayern Munich shirt. I really do now. Now I'm going back onto that side. But because, like I said, when I first came on, I think this move of him coming out and not signing a contract is literally saying, like, Spurs can't afford to let him go for free. Spurs simply cannot let him go for free. So Bayern Munich right now are probably rubbing their hands together, thinking, right, you wanted 115 million euros or pounds, whatever it was. Well, if you don't sign this summer, you run the risk of getting him for nothing. And I think this has gone on too far now. And like we're all saying, it's boring. I think unless something comes out from the club right now saying, no, we're going to offer him a new contract, this ain't done. Right now, if I had to put my house on it, I would literally put my money and my house on Bayern Munich getting Harry Kane, unfortunately, which I don't want.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've got a couple of super chats here. Apologies, should have read them out. Party after party. I said, please give 100% of this donation to the handsome Brian Daigle, please.
I don't know what he's talking about. The handsome is the first. I haven't been called that for a long time. Thank you very much, party after party.
It's the sort of thing a nan or an aunt says, oh, you're so handsome. Yeah, but not party after party. But listen, thank you very much. Yeah, Brian is a legend. A user, great name, best name on YouTube, said, thank Kane, sell Kane, bring in striker, move on. Listen, yeah, we'll come back to that comment in a second, actually. MV Joker Davis, thank you very much, has said, what you think about Victor Nelson bid being accepted for a swap deal of Sanchez? Come to that in 1 second. I'm coming back to that in 1 second. Tin Man 007, big up to you as well. Always a great supporter of the channels. Has said, guys, I think you are letting Levy off the hook. Levy has to replace Kane if we would sell him, probably with two players. I don't think anyone, especially that guy there, is ever going to let Daniel Levy off the hook with anything. Look, yes, we would need to bring in players, but I have more faith in Post-Kane going and getting a couple of unknowns or maybe players that aren't as well known to us and making them work in his system rather than anyone who thinks we can go out and get a like-for-like Harry Kane replacement. It doesn't exist. If there were like-for-like Harry Kane replacements, Brian, all of these clubs that need a striker, Real Madrid, PSG, Man United, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, they'd all be going after those.
Exactly.
Right.
And listen, I only don't leave you off the hook on the day that it says Tottenham Hotspur have been sold. Then he can do whatever, build what he wants, do what he wants, don't care. But until I hear those magical words from Romano going, Tottenham are sold, here we go, he is public enemy number one.
I'll tell you what, just quickly, before we go back to those super chats, we are 6 subscribers away. 6 subscribers. Actually, my maths is terrible. My maths is absolutely terrible. There you go. 7418. Look at 7418.
7.
So 7 people in the next 7 minutes. You've got 7 minutes. It will be such a shame for us to not do this.
What I don't get, Savage, you've got how many likes?
315.
So for 315, if each of those hit the subscribe button and just put hashtag Daigle, they could win a Spurs shirt with for doing absolutely nothing apart from pushing a button and putting a hashtag Daigle. They could get £100 gift.
Well, also, there's only been 76 entries as well. Quickly, people, smash hashtag Daigle for your chance. Because
And subscribe.
if we do get, and we are now 5 away. If we get 5 more subs in the next 6 minutes, we're going to give away a Spurs shirt with whatever name you want on the back. And you can ask, Hennessy is in the chat. Hennessy, if you're still there, you can confirm that I did send you the shirt and it was real and it did have the name you asked for on the back. This is not fake. This does happen. Brian, I just want to quickly go back to that just for a couple of seconds. I've not seen enough of Nelson. What worries me about him is I think he's another one that looks very good with long range passing and stuff, but I want a dominant in the air bloke. I don't know if he is. I don't know enough about him. So I try not to get too, yeah, he's great or no, he's not. Does that make sense?
So as far as I go is I know his name's Nelson. I know he plays for Galatasaray. I know he's a defender. That's my scout report over. Apart from the only thing I said that I think would suit with us is if he's played in the Turkish league, and that is a fucking physical league, the physicality in the Premier League will not scare him. And I haven't seen a single second of him playing football, so I can't say anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many people in the chat. Rooty Tutor said Kane has failed us too. Sometimes when he didn't turn up for big matches. Yeah, listen, we haven't got enough time to go into that debate right now. But yeah, look, it's not all one way. There were moments where I thought to myself, look, you should have done more there. And there were moments when I thought to myself,
you got it?
That we were 1 away. We were 1 away. So we are going to wait if we can get one more. What I don't understand is, do you know? I tell you what makes me laugh. I can't wrap my head around it. Is when I look at my analytics. I don't know about you. I look at my analytics all the time. Like every night, when I get to bed, I look at how many people have viewed for the week, for the month, for the whatever. My subscribers this month versus last month. And it shows me this month. So like yesterday I had a look and it said July, this month so far, you've had like 200,000 views. And it said from those 200,000 views, you've got this many average subscribers. And from this many average subscribers, only 40% of your subscribers are watching your show. And I was like, sorry, 60% of my viewers every show don't subscribe to me. And you're like, but you keep coming back. Like, it's absolutely mental. People keep coming back. Listen, we have smashed it. We have now smashed it. We're on 7,429. This is where we get to play the fun game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give people 2 more minutes to type in hashtag Daigle. Let's see if now the fact that there is definitely a shirt to be won, if people type it in. You have got 2 minutes, 120 seconds to type in hashtag Daigle. And so far, there are 123 people with a chance to win the shirt.
Well, I have to say, Staver, if ever I'm in a dark place or I'm feeling low, I'm just going to look back at this stream and just see Daigle written so many times to cheer me up without him saying, oh, Daigle's an arsehole, Daigle's this, Daigle we're talking Levy, he's got an agenda, he hates him. I'm just seeing my name everywhere.
Do you know what? Listen, YouTube is wonderful to pick you up, but also it reminds you daily when people are just calling you names, doesn't it? It's like,
oh, completely.
I know I'll finish this show, and the number of people that will come into my comments going, "You want Kane to leave? You're a C, you're a P, it's like whoa, like whoa. Safety of a keyboard, eh? Safety of a keyboard.
Correct.
Right. Got 2 people just unsubscribed. People are funny, aren't they? People are very funny. Right, guys and girls, you have got 30 seconds left to whack in hashtag Daigle before we end the show. You have 15 seconds left. I mean, this is great. Did you see the other week, just quickly, when I did the draw and I won?
No, I didn't, but I heard about it. I heard about it.
For anyone thinking, I did win and then I did the redraw. I couldn't believe it. There was like 124 people that had a chance, and my own my one, which was the one to demonstrate what to type in, won. Right.
I have to say, that's why I haven't put my name in, because I refuse to let anyone even buy me something and give Levy money. So I haven't put in to win with my own hashtag because I wouldn't accept it.
Right. Can everyone see that, right? There you go, Brian. Take a picture. That should be your.
that's my new logo. That's my on my headboard. I'm saying, look, honey, when I go back to Toronto, it's my way of life now.
Right. So just so you know, there are a few rules that go along with this. So the first rule is this: if I do the draw and someone doesn't claim within 30 seconds in the chat, like they're still in the chat, we draw again. For this to work, I need your address. So what happens is you message me on Instagram if you've got Instagram. If not, we can find another way. But most people are on Instagram. And I will then take your details. I'll do it tomorrow. Don't expect a shirt to arrive on your doorstep today or tomorrow. And I will get your measurements and obviously your details will go no further. Right. So everyone can see my screen, right? So Brian, I'm gonna do the draw, okay? And you can see this is completely above board. You ready?
Yep, do it. This is how Daniel Levy targets transfers.
The winner is Kia Horpan. Kia Horpan, are you in the chat? Are you in the chat? If you are not, you have got.
Oh, no, it wasn't her.
You have 30 seconds to claim your prize. You have 30 seconds to claim it.
She's here.
Where?
I've just seen her come up on my phone. She's got the green cake.
Is it a guy? Is it a girl? Bro, I mean, whoever it is. Right, Kia, can you confirm that you are on Instagram? Please, can you confirm that you are on Instagram? By the way, we will do one of these every 3 or 4 days, by the way. This isn't a one-time thing. I like this. Rigged. I don't even know who Kia is. Kia, okay. Kia is on Instagram. What you need to do, Kia, later today, it doesn't have to be immediately. What you have to do is find me on Instagram, Football Heritage TV, send me a message, and then I will respond to you, and we'll talk about address and all that kind of stuff, etc. Listen to everybody else. Smart asses in the chat saying I'm going to unsubscribe now. Don't unsubscribe. Stick with it. I've got a lot of content. There'll be more chances to win a shirt. There'll be more chances for giveaways. But listen, Brian, first of all, thank you so much for coming on, mate. I've really, really, really enjoyed having your company. Well done to Kia. Message me and we will sort that out. And everybody else, thank you so much. Look, let's hope either way this Kane situation gets sorted. You are now all being redirected to Henry Wright TV. When you get over there, please just type in Sava Raid. Sava Raid, R-A-I-D, Sava Raid. Much love, everyone. See you later. And as always, Brian.
And as always, Levy out.